What if the single biggest reason you haven't been promoted has nothing to do with how hard you work? What if it has little to do with your performance reviews, your qualifications, or the number of hours you put into your career? Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 4-part executive elevation framework, the same system my clients use to rise into senior leadership and get the C-suite not just to notice them, but to actively champion their advancement. Before we dive in, I created a quick reference guide which captures all 4 pillars I'm sharing today. You can access it instantly in the description here. And if you'll do me a favor and hit subscribe, it helps me to grow this channel and bring you more free leadership content. This is the framework that elevates brilliant, high-achieving women from being the best-kept secret in their company to becoming the obvious and only choice for the next level of leadership. And I say that not just as a high-performance strategist, but as someone who was a vice president in investment banking and the investment business, working with CFOs and CEOs and high-level strategic teams on billions of dollars of transactions and investments. And for the last 11 years, I've been helping smart, successful leaders, especially women, rise in executive leadership and live their best lives with more power, fulfillment, and peace of mind. Like my client, an investment banker who'd been passed over for a promotion. Through our work on mindset, self-confidence, and leadership strategy, she grew her deal revenue and earned a promotion to managing director. Or my client at a Fortune 100 company who once felt undervalued and is now recognized as a visionary leader and was recruited to an even greater opportunity. Let me guess, you're the one who delivers every time. You clean up the messes. You mentor the junior team members, and your performance reviews are flawless. You've done everything you were told to do. The education, the stretch assignments, the extra hours, and you believed in meritocracy. If I work hard and produce results, the recognition will follow. But now your career has hit a plateau. It feels like running a marathon and someone keeps moving the finish line. Maybe you see others, sometimes less qualified, less committed, glide right past you. And that leads to the painful questions. How much harder do I have to work? Do I not have what it takes? Is office politics something I'll never be good at? Here's the truth. You don't need to work harder, and you don't need to compromise your integrity to navigate office politics. What your rise does require is a mindset shift in how you think, how you communicate, and how you show up as a leader, because the belief that great work speaks for itself simply isn't aligned with how executive decisions are made. Promotions are built on relationships, perception, alignment, and advocacy. And when you embrace this, not as manipulation, but as a leadership skill, everything changes. This framework gives you the core structure, but your situation will always have its own subtleties, your culture, your team, your goals. That's the work I do inside the Bliss Accelerator, a 24-week career and leadership accelerator, where I help clients apply these pillars to their specific executive path so they rise in a way that's aligned and sustainable. Let's break down the framework. Pillar number 1, career and goal alignment, the first and most foundational pillar of your executive elevation, because no strategy works when it's built on guesswork, hesitation, or vague ambitions. This is where alignment begins between your vision, your goals, and the leader you're becoming. Here's the idea. Create 2 levels of goals working in harmony. Step 1, create your bold vision. This is a longer-term picture of the leader you know you're meant to be. Imagine where you want to be 3 years from now. Think big and bold. It should feel inspiring and aligned with the impact you want to have and enterprise priorities. And it might also feel scary because you'll be stepping out of your comfort zone. Paint a vivid picture by asking yourself these questions. What executive level do I aspire to rise into? What influence do I want to have? How do I want people to experience me as a leader? And most importantly, what kind of life do I want my career to support? Step number 2, define a precise 12-month outcome. Set one specific, measurable, career-defining result you want to create in the next year. Maybe a promotion to VP, managing director, or into the C-suite. Maybe leading a high-performing team on an innovative enterprise-wide initiative, or expanding your P&L or scope. Here's what's important. Your goal can't be vague. Make it as clear as you can, and something that's meaningful and important to you. Look at it this way. The vision pulls you forward. The 12-month target directs your daily decisions. Steve Jobs said it best. If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. When your inner world of vision, belief, and purpose aligns with your outer world of results, leadership, and influence, you generate momentum. Pillar number 2, strategic visibility. Strategic visibility means your most impactful work is seen, understood, and valued by the right people, especially senior leaders. Here's the disconnect that keeps so many women stuck. You believe your great work should speak for itself, but at the senior levels, the work doesn't speak. You speak for the work. Not because senior executives don't care, but because they are overloaded, managing complexity, scanning for opportunities, strategic outcomes, value creation, risks. They're not reading your 10-page report. They're not connecting the dots for you. Your job is to translate your contributions into strategic outcomes. This is where weekly strategy time becomes essential. This is an appointment with yourself. Ask yourself, of everything I accomplished this week, what one thing would the CEO find most valuable? You're identifying strategic impact, not effort. Then describe it in clear outcome language. For example, I prevented a $3 million client from leaving by restructuring our delivery time, or I implemented a workflow change that freed 10 hours of team capacity and reduced errors by 30%, or I mitigated a risk that would have delayed our launch by 6 weeks. This is outcome language that becomes the foundation of your weekly updates, one-to-one conversations, executive communications, and your promotion conversations. And your visibility becomes strategic and aligned. And as you apply this framework, you'll notice there are moments of momentum and moments that can feel challenging. And that's completely normal. I recommend watching my video called Why Your Attitude Can Change Everything, because having a winning attitude, even when you come up against challenges, is essential as you rise. Pillar number 3, executive narrative. So, strategic visibility gets leaders to look at you. Your executive narrative determines the story you tell. And a promotion is always a bet on the future. No one in the C-suite bets on a future they can't see. Your executive narrative is the clear, concise story that communicates your vision, leadership value, strategic potential, and alignment with enterprise priorities. This is the shift from workhorse to the magician, the archetype for transformation. And strategy time plays a role here too. Every week you can ask yourself, did I communicate like the leader I'm becoming or the role I'm currently in? Future-focused leaders get promoted. Task-focused leaders are buried in the weeds and stay where they are. But here's one more pillar, and without it, the first 3 can only take you so far. Pillar number 4, your influence and alignment network. It's about creating high trust, mutually aligned relationships with the people, senior leaders who shape the direction of the organization and the direction of your career. Here's the truth. Most high-achieving women rarely hear. Executive promotions are shaped by relationships, by the people who trust you, advocate for you, and believe in your leadership. And this mostly happens behind closed doors. And trust like that doesn't happen by accident. It happens by intentional connection and aligned communication. Here's what this looks like in practice. Ursula Burns often spoke about how critical others were in her rise at Xerox. Early in her career, senior leaders at the company not only guided her, but also advocated for her. Burns didn't just build relationships, she proved her value and she built trust. In turn, these leaders opened doors for her. She once said, "Dreams do come true, but not without the help of others." That support helped propel her from an internet Xerox to eventually becoming CEO. If Burns had relied only on competence and hard work, she might have stalled in middle management. But building relationships with senior leaders allowed them to champion her for high-profile opportunities and leadership roles. Building your influence and alignment network requires 4 steps. Step number 1, identify your elevation allies, senior leaders, cross-functional executives, partners, and influencers who shape decisions. Their support accelerates your rise. Step number 2, understand what they care about: strategic outcomes, risk, value creation, enterprise priorities, long-term impact. When you communicate at this level, you become part of their world. Step 3, create value in a way that is visible to them. This doesn't mean more work. It means doing the right work in the right way. And step number 4, build thoughtful two-way relationships. Executives don't want scripted interactions or transactional conversations. They want grounded, thoughtful leaders with clarity, integrity, and a point of view. And something powerful happens here. Simply by being around these senior leaders, you learn by osmosis their strategic thinking, their language, their presence. It all starts to elevate your own. These are the relationships that show up for you in promotion meetings, in succession planning, in executive conversations you'll never hear about. And here's the part no one tells you. When you build your network with intention and alignment, senior leaders don't just support you, they champion you. As Peter Drucker once said, the most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. And this is where the entire executive elevation framework comes together. Your aligned goals give you direction. Strategic visibility puts you on the radar. Your executive narrative makes your future potential unmistakable. And finally, your influence and alignment network lifts you into the next level. This is how you rise, not by working harder and not by waiting for recognition, but by leading with alignment, intention, and executive level influence. What part of the executive elevation framework resonated with you most? Tell me in the comments. And download my quick reference guide, which captures all 4 pillars of the executive elevation framework we've talked about today. You can access it right away in the description here. And if you do me a quick favor, please hit subscribe. It helps me continue creating leadership content for you and ensures you never miss a new video. I'm Stephanie Hessler, and I'll see you in the next video.